Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Friday. It's Friday. We made it. Cheers. Um, so, being Friday, it is your guys' video today. Subscribers and viewers video. So I got a couple of different things in, and we got some new contestants, some things we haven't seen before from some new people. And so that's exciting. I always love when we get new people in here. Don't get me wrong, I really enjoy seeing, especially when you're doing stuff like where we consistently get updates and how it's doing better. That is awesome too. But I also love the fact that we get new people in. That's always a plus, and potentially new winners. Potentially new winners. Tim, you're gonna have a run for your money this month. I think. Is somebody going to take you off the throne? We'll find out. Anyway, I think I distracted everybody this week with the 600 giveaway instead of sending some stuff in, which is okay. We're gonna have it's going to be a little on the shorter side, but it's beautiful. It's probably, if you're stateside anyway, it's probably one of the last weekends before it starts to really get cold. It's going to be beautiful out there. Fire maybe tonight? I don't know. It actually might be pretty good. Well, let's get onto your stuff and yeah, enjoy. All right, so we got Tim Toolman's Experiments. He's always got some cool copper refining stuff for us. So here he's got some really nice crystal growth out of his his latest copper cell. And he's trying another experiment with a couple different cathodes with a single anode. And you can see a couple of those starting to get some good buildup right away. And he's also trying another experiment to make his own nitric. So he's got hydrochloric acid with some potassium nitrate in that beaker closest to us with some copper in it. And here you can see copper going into solution, creating those nitric fumes, and he's got that bubbling into a separate jar with distilled water, and that's going to capture the nitric fumes, and actually turn them into nitric acid. We got Hill 1312 silver recovery. He's got some really cool silver stuff for us today. SilverStoll, loving silver, and he's bringing the silver. So you can see here a couple of stuff he's got to refine. Beautiful pieces of sterling, and in this one you can see he's got a nice amount of 3/4 fine silver right out of the cell, and he's ready to feed the cell again. He's got some shot poured up. Look at that, over a kilo. That's what I'm working for. That is what I'm working for. I got a ways to go yet. I think I'm about 600 grams. And now we got Scorpion Metals projects. And right here he's doing, he's actually removing the casings of boards so he can get access to the copper sheeting underneath. You see there he's got some really nice copper to go after with a little bit of gold, I'm thinking, right there in the middle. Man, my head is not in it today. I've had to take a couple of different takes on all of this stuff. It's been pretty fun. I'm actually going to have to throw one of the bloopers in, I think. I watch it and I crack up. Maybe I'll save like a bunch of them over a long period of time. The good ones anyway. And it'll be just like a video of all the bloopers and the mistakes. Some of them are pretty funny. You know? I'll accidentally cuss or something and be like, all right, gotta redo it again, you know. But I try to keep it pretty clean for the YouTube anyway. But man, I always appreciate you guys sending stuff in. It's really cool. I love seeing the different experiments, and a couple of them I want to try. You know, you get my brain spinning a little bit. I'm sure you can see a little bit of the smoke. Um, but yeah, that'd be interesting. Making your own nitric, that's pretty cool. Especially if you could do that in a way where you plan on refining the materials in the process. So like, um, if you're going to pull the copper back out of solution like you had there, um, which I'm sure you're going to. I know you do a lot of cool copper experiments, but I wonder how well that would work with silver. I imagine it would be the same because you're still going to produce those fumes. Um, it'd be interesting to see, that's for sure. Because then you're kind of, uh, two birds, one stone. You're refining your silver and making a little nitric. But I've actually, hold on, I'm going to pause the video because I actually like how this one's turned out. And then just in case I mess the next one up, because it's just been one of those days. So anyways, yeah, one of those days. One of those weeks, I should say. But, so I've had a couple ideas. I'd like to condense my fumes coming out to see if we can reuse the nitric. And a couple things come to mind. First one being the amount of fumes that are produced is quite a bit. And I don't think that I would be able to capture all of it in a safe manner without having a really big condenser. So I don't know. I was kind of like just throwing a couple of ideas around, and one being like, what if I took like a 55-gallon drum of water and like laced the inside of it with some like plastic tubing. Now I know the heat transfer wouldn't be the best, but if you could get enough of it spiraling so that it sits in there long enough, there's a good possibility that you're not losing anything out the other end. When it would come out the condenser, because it'd be basically just a big coil going down and then a big coil coming back up and then out. And then you'd have to have some sort of catch at the bottom, such as like a T, tee it off and then put that in a bigger area. I don't know, some kind of container so that your acid, when it condenses, has a place to go. Otherwise, you're just plugging up your tube and then it would come on out. So there's a couple ideas I've been thinking about, and I might have to try it in a smaller scale first before I upsize it. But so you might see something along those lines in the future. It actually might be a good series building it, testing it, a small test on like a small scale, and then seeing if I can upscale it. I'm sure there's a lot of engineering and a lot of math that goes into it, and I might be able to find it if I do some research. I'm sure it's out there somewhere. I'm sure somebody has done something, but I think it would work, because then all you'd have to do is put a vacuum pump on the one end and then basically just draw. I don't know if a vacuum pump would move enough CFM to extract. So, because I'd want to use it as basically as my vent hood too, right? So I'd want the gases to be drawn outside, but before it goes outside, we're condensing, those fumes so that we can collect that nitric acid again. So I don't think a vacuum pump would work in my favor, because we're only pulling 5 CFM out of that, unless I could find like a crazy vacuum. But I imagine we're getting into crazy dollar amounts if I'm looking for like a 200 CFM vacuum. So I'd have to find a way to install the blower, like a 200 CFM blower, so that we actually have enough draw through. But then at the same time, now we're just whipping that gas in and out with possible not enough time to condense and then collect. I don't know. There's a couple of different things. The wheels are spinning. I haven't thought about it yet. It hasn't connected. We'll have to put a couple of things into play just to test it out. But all right, I'll stop boring you with chatting. You guys go have a good weekend. Stay safe. Enjoy it. Beautiful weather. Thank you for so much. And I wasn't even recorded. Oh boy. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. All right. Thank you guys for man. So anyways, viewers Friday or blah, blah, blah.